Y'all did it once, it's me again. I drop Los Angeles for all you haters. I'm back with this fearless, you know what I'm saying? You cats in LA, some of y'all half-stepping, thinking y'all doing it better than me. You wanna be? Bring it to the plate. You know what? Let's go.
We out on the show, we doing what we do. One side red and the other side blue. Niggas ain't tripping, we out having fun. When you living in the city that sets with the sun. We out on the show, we doing what we do. One side red and the other side blue. Niggas ain't tripping, we out having fun. When you living in the city that sets with the sun.
Good evening, and welcome to How Safe Are We, where we ask the hard questions about safety on our roads and in our communities. This week, tragedy struck in Florida. On a turnpike near Fort Pierce, a truck driver made an illegal U-turn through a restricted median. That reckless move left 3 people unalived. The driver, Harjinder Singh, is now facing vehicular homicide charges, and ICE has placed an immigration detainer on him. Reports say he's been in the U.S. illegally since 2018. Let me say that again. Report says he's been in the U.S. illegally since 2018. But somehow, he had a California commercial driver's license in his wallet. Now let's pause. How does someone who isn't supposed to be here end up with a license to drive an 80,000-pound truck? That's just not a paperwork error. That's a danger to every family on the highway. So, let's be real, man. I'm going to run over some rules and reality for you real quick about some laws or some rules in California that a lot of people may not know or may not understand. California's AB 60 that allows undocumented residents to get a standard license, but federal law requires legal presence for CDLs. Let me say that again. California's AB 60 allows undocumented residents to get a standard license, but federal laws require legal presence for CDLs. In other words, no papers, no CDL legally. So if someone's without legal status has a CDL, that points to fraud, corruption, or system failure. So we've seen this before. California DMV scandals. They showed money that changed hands, records got altered, and unqualified drivers ended up with commercial licenses. That's just not been in the rules. That's breaking the public's trust. And let's be real, that's breaking the public's trust. They have many schools over the years here in California that's been tied into some scandals. We'll get into that. Because there's been many schools in California. You know what? While I'm on that subject, I'm going to get into that real quick. It was some years ago for those people who follow a lot of truck drivers. A lot of us got truck drivers in the family, but I'm going to call off a few. Now, I would say allegedly for some. I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there, but statistics and facts show we have one truck driving school. Central Truck Driving School. The owner was Mangale Gill. The location was in Fremont, Lathrop, Fresno, the Salinas area. What happened was he conspired with DMV employees to alter records so students who hadn't passed or taken the test, they could get CDLs. This was from 2012 to 2015. This when the activity was cited, 2012 to 2015. Gill was sentenced to 4 years and 3 months. This is via Department of Justice. Number 2, they had another school in California in the Bakersfield area, a call driving school. The owner was Paramith Singh. And let me add, the driver in that Florida collision, last name was Singh. Don't know if they're in a relation, just saying, coincidence. So number 2, a Kyle truck driving school. They're located in Bakersfield. What happened with them? They paid a DMV insider to change results for students who failed written on-road exams. This scheme was ran from 2012 to 2016. Mangat received 14 months and forfeiture. The DMV employee, his name was Javier Jesus Hernandez Herrera, also pled guilty. This was also via info from Department of Justice. We also had some more info from DOJ, Office of Inspector General, and from the LA Times, an incident that happened 2014 to 2017. Now, mind you, I'm going to say this again. The driver who was involved in that Jacksonville incident today, or a few days ago, his last name was Singh. You have Calcutta Truck Driving School. The owner was Japal Paul Singh, Los Angeles Ave, North Hollywood. What happened with them? He bribed DMV employees to alter the database so unqualified students appeared to pass. This activity took place 2014 to 2017. Singh got 39 months. The DMV employees, the names were Lisa Teresiano, Carrie Scattaglia also received prison terms. This is info DOJ, Office of Inspector General, and LA Times. So, this incident that happened with this gentleman today, or I shouldn't say gentleman, more like a hole, because he didn't show no remorse. And so I'm not gonna say today that everybody's talking about today from a few days ago, the truck driver in Jacksonville who made that illegal U-turn on the median and caused somebody to run into his trailer. So this is the reason why I'm bringing some of this stuff up, since that driver received his CDL license from the state of California. So this is just some things that have been going on in California for years. Let me give you one more. Gobind Truck School, GOBIND. Gobind Truck School. The owner was, and you know what? This is something I'm paying attention to right now. 3 of these truck driving schools, a call truck driving school was Parmit Singh of Bakersfield. Calcutta Truck Driving School of Los Angeles and North Hollywood was Japal Paul Singh. Also, he got 39 months, 2014, 2017. One before him got 14 months, 2012, 2016, Parmav Singh. And this other one I'm going to bring to you, Gobind Truck School out of California. What happened here is the industry reported ties the owner to the same broader DMV bribery network with Japal Tarhinder Singh, and the DMV employee. So it seems like they all might be related in some kind of way. So in which a student paid to obtain a Class A permit license without passing the test. The DOJ's roundup lists many co-defendants from various trucking schools. This is from Landline Media and DOJ. So why is this important? How many people travel on the freeways every day? How many people are on the road and they're next to truck guys and big rigs and stuff like that? You hope they, really know how to drive that truck. And let's be real. A lot of people learn how to operate vehicles or other things by learning from people who taught them, dads, uncles, big brothers, some of them older folks back in the country or wherever you from, back in them fields, learn how to use them big tractors and stuff like that, even before tractors. Hell, you had to get that damn mule, A lot of them people know about getting that mule and going out there in that field. But it also I want you to just be aware of what's going on out there. So this is something to bring to your attention, So this incident that happened, man, it's going to shed a lot of light on stuff. A lot of people are going to, they're going to start paying attention to things like this. And I want to say this also, that individual who caused that accident in Jacksonville was an illegal immigrant. He entered in America 2018 from the Mexico border, and he was able to obtain a commercial driver's license in California, from the state of California. Well, let me give you some more insight on some of these, just a few of these truck driving schools. Now, mind you, these are just 4 that I picked and happened anywhere from 10 years to 8, 9 years ago. But there are way more than that in California that has been under investigation for frauds. So, network, various trucker schools, owners, brokers, including Pavatar, another guy, Kulwinder Dosanjh Singh, Parminder Singh, Tarjinder Singh. What happened with these guys? Multiple indictments from Eastern District of California describe owners/brokers at several trucking schools who took money and bribed DMV staff to falsify test results. Dozens of defendants were ultimately sentenced. This was a story that was broken on CBS News and also out of Department of Justice and Landline Media. So some people may wonder, like, damn, so how is this possible? What's the important context, on the undocumented angle? So California's AB 60 law, that was effective 2015. It lets undocumented residents obtain a standard California driver's license, not a commercial license, like I said before. This is legislators information. You can go on Cal Matters and check this out. Uh, CDLs are governed by federal rules. Now, let me say that again. CDLs are governed by federal rules. So some people say if he was able to get a CDL and is governed by federal rules, how is that possible? You know, some people may say that's even
Unbelievable.
and it just may be. So CDLs are governed by federal rules. Applicants must prove legal presence slash social security numbers. States verify this. FMCSA rulemaking and guidance. You can look that up. That's why the prosecuted schemes focus on bribery and falsifying test slash DMV records for unqualified drivers, not lawfully issuing CDLs to undocumented people. This is from the Federal Registry. You can also look this up on the FMCSA. Now, what's up, Russ, man? What's the word? What's going down in H Town?
Oh, man. Oh, nothing much, man. Shit, just out here trying to dodge this rain.
I hear that, man. Rain, heat and rain, chocolate rain.
Yeah, yeah, steamy.
Yeah,
Like the fucking jungle.
now, like I said, we'll just get into some of the laws here, and like especially with that incident that I spoke to you about earlier that happened in Florida. A lot of Florida politicians are looking at California saying, "How the hell y'all giving out these people uh, commercial driver's license?" So this is a question that I have to everybody, people listening or wherever. So if CDLs require legal presence, how did a man accused of being here illegally end up with a California CDL? That's the investigation we need answered fast. Like honestly, like what you think about that, Russ? Because they say that federal, well, not federal. If you're going to get a CDL in California or anywhere, those are like those follow federal terms. Anybody can get a standard license, but to get a commercial driver's license, those are governed by federal rules, and applicants must prove legal presence. What you think about that? If this guy was able to get one?
I mean, I'm not really surprised. There's a couple people got paid. You had to agree from palms and, pretty much get anything in America. Shit. So that's what they're going to have to look into. But I'm sure there's more of them out there who's already gotten their licenses and are out there trucking on the road.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said before, like I mentioned earlier, man, some of these schools that just shining a broader light on some of these incidents. There's been a lot of truck driving schools in California. I named a few earlier that has been in trouble. Calcutta Truck School in 2014. That's when they were caught for bribery, bribing DMV employees. That's here in California. The driver that had that accident in Jacksonville the other day, his last name was Singh, Singh, and a lot of these truck driving schools in California where he received his license from, they all share the same last name. Coincidental? Yeah, not saying they know each other, but ain't that coincidental?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
most of these people have been their companies have been brought up on fraud allegations, or from the looks of it, some of them have served time for actually being charged.
yeah.
So that's that's a little crazy, but also too, man, now it might be allegations, but doing some research, the man that was accused of that not accused, the man that was involved in that accident on the turnpike, he was also said to be in an accident that happened in Arkansas in 2019. The names are similar, same name, but the only difference is some media sources are saying that allegedly in Arkansas he was 35, but in this incident that happened a few days ago he's 28.
Uh-huh.
So with that being said, if it's true, then we got more than just illegal immigration. You got all kind of falsifying documents and everything. But Look, check this out real quick. Multiple sources point that Harjinder Singh, a 35-year-old truck driver living in Corona, California, was identified as the driver whose 18-wheeler caused the collapse of the historic bridge on Dale Bend Road in rural Yale County, Arkansas, January 30, 2019. He's also the person that unalived 3 people in Jacksonville. Now, these are alleged, because in Arkansas they say he's 35, and Jacksonville is supposed to be 28. Either way it go. California, what the fuck? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that was true or not, like we say. But hey, it's a lot of sources saying that this guy is the same guy that tore down a historical bridge in Arkansas. Um, you know, in Arkansas some years ago, and that might be true. Um, these kids, man. But also, I want to show y'all this clip, man. Some of the Florida Republicans are getting on California's head. Y'all check this out real quick.
Yeah, it's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks. To then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been that have continued to wreak havoc on communities across the country. We're certainly going to charge that person with the heaviest crimes we can and make sure that he gets locked up for as long as possible before then being deported back where he came from.
Yeah, man. A lot of people in Florida are mad at California, which they have every right to be. You know, if you follow, well, you can't be mad at California because eventually the person who issued him a license did something fraudulent, and I don't think California would have given that man a license.
Right.
You know?
I don't think the whole state of California condoned it. I think it was somebody who took an opportunity to make a little extra money.
Yeah. So
by handing out an illegal license.
Yeah. So you can't, like this politician is mad at California. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm in California, live in California, born and raised in California, but a lot of stuff California does I don't agree with, but I can't sit there and let you shit on the state because I don't think the state and the department that issues those licenses have anything to do with him getting the license. This was some fraudulent act.
Right.
So that only sheds a light on the situation in California for them to really look into more people in that situation, even going deeper. Like I've said before, if you have this gentleman or this man, well, I ain't gonna say gentleman because you're looking at the video, this dude didn't show no remorse. Like the look on his face was just like a stone cold, military killer, that he didn't care that people just passed away. He was ready for war. He wasn't even handcuffed. Like, why didn't they have this man in cuffs? Like, he was just 3 people just was unalive, and he had something to do with it. And his friend that was in, whoever that is, that was in the passenger seat with him. Some videos show. Shout out to Mother Trucker. Milo put me up on a video of his today, but I watch him here and there. But him and a few other people, they said the guy that was in the passenger seat with him, he was out recording with his phone, the whole incident and posting it. So it's like these people just lost their lives and you sitting here with no remorse. Y'all just looking at it, not saying nothing, not oh my God, not showing any remorse, man. What you think about that?
I mean, in the terms of human decency, it sounds strange, but it is what it is. I can't.
Yeah.
Shit.
Nothing legally wrong at what they did.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing legally wrong with it. It just shows what type of person they may be, to show absolutely no remorse or regret for what happened. But,
well, see, this is why I say what I say, that a lot of when some people may say when they hear Trump use the word black jobs, could some people refer to this as that being one? I know I have a lot of relatives in Arkansas who are truck drivers. A lot of friends out here. I got off the phone with a friend of mine earlier today. The truck driver in California, due to a lot of rule changes, he had to get rid of his truck with a lot of other truckers. But he was saying, man, it's deeper than that. I had to reach out to somebody who actually does it. He said, man, it's deeper than that. He said he even went deep, said, my father, even back in the day, he didn't drive trucks, but he was in the construction, just saying the undercutting of jobs. He said he couldn't even get no work in LA. He had to go to Denver, Colorado back in the day to make a living because nobody would hire black construction workers. A lot of people came undercutting. So when I think the wording could be better, ain't no such thing as a black job. Like, honestly, you tell me, you can Google what's a black job, you won't get no answer of a black job. But jobs that they used to work aren't there for them anymore. And then, like I said before, it's not the fact that people want to take over the company. No, some people they want a chance. Give me a chance to work, show you what I got. That's it. So that's just what I got to say about that. But I know one thing though, that guy that had that accident, if that's true, he had an accident beforehand, it's probably understandable why. Because some people will say, if you've had an accident like that before, that alleged accident in 2019 in Arkansas, where you knocked down a historic bridge, and with your CDLs, that probably would have been gone. You probably wouldn't have had a CDL license anymore.
Hell no.
So the fraudulent stuff is really sticking out now. That's why he still has a license, because it ain't really on file for him to get caught.
No, if you got a CDL, you're gonna be held to a higher standard than most, and you have to protect that license. So you can't go around just catching charges.
That's if that CDL you got was legit.
Yeah, true. I mean, if it's not attached to your name, well, yeah, why do you care?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. A lot of them,
Shit, you can ruin it and go get you another one.
Yeah, you're right about that. Oh, we got Charles up in here. What do you say, fam? I'm assuming you must have sent fact. Send his butt to jail fast. I agree. Some people, the Florida lawmakers and the Florida police department already said that they're going to prosecute him to the max, and then they're going to deport him. So now, hey, what do you think about that, Russ? Yeah, he committed the crime here, and with that being said, if they're saying they're going to prosecute him and send him back, they are already throwing out the fact that life in jail isn't a possibility, or no death penalty or anything, because they already said when he's done with his sentence, we're going to send him back. So they already know. I'm assuming it's not no first degree murder charge, nothing like that. It must be manslaughter or something.
Right, sounds like a manslaughter charge. I mean, it probably is a manslaughter, because first degree murder, you're gonna have to prove some type of intent.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have enough to prove intent. So it's probably manslaughter. So they'll prosecute him. He'll do his time in the U.S. Then after that, they'll send his ass back to Mexico. Because, I mean, if they send him back to Mexico, they might not catch no punishment. Shit.
Well, it's crazy because damn, that's funny you said that. He said he said it himself, or they got information that he came here legally from the Mexican border. So technically, in California, what they normally do, they don't care where you're from; they send you back from where you entered from. Him being an Indian descent, do you think they'll send him back to his? Well, I ain't gonna say Indian. I'm assuming Middle Eastern. No offense to anybody. Him being Middle Eastern, will they send him back home, or will they send him to where he said he crossed from? What you think about that, Russ?
Hold on, I missed it. My phone went out. What you say?
I said they had information saying that he came here in 2018 illegally south of the border through Mexico, and I'm saying they already know that they're going to send him home after his sentence. So I'm saying, will they send him home to his Middle Eastern country, or they're going to send him back to where he say he entered illegally at?
probably gonna send him back to his country of home, home country of origin, not where he entered in through. I believe that's how it works.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
shit, I mean, hell, why would that other country want his ass back either? Like, if he went through Mexico, you think Mexico want his ass back?
Mr. Charles says send him back to Mexico naked. Why he got to be naked?
Shit, Mexico don't want his ass. Shit, he's not a Mexican citizen.
Well, there has been stories said that a lot of people who aren't even from certain countries have been sent back, like that one guy whose mom and whose father is in the military. I think he is of some kind of Jamaican descent, but the son was never born in Jamaica. He was born on U.S. military bases with traveling with his parents. So ICE picked him up allegedly, and that man was sent to Jamaica. He might still be there, but last thing I heard, he was in Jamaica and like don't know shit about Jamaica.
Yeah, I heard about that. But
Can
I
you
mean, I
imagine?
guess that's his origin. But that's a little bit different from the scenario of you entering the country from like Mexico, but you're actually from another country. He's
Yeah.
from Jamaica, or at least has Jamaican heritage.
Yeah,
So
but still, you know how many people, especially here in LA, that I know, like I played soccer before, so a lot of the people that I know that represent like Mexico, Salvador, that have never been there, and they always tell me I'd be scared as fuck if I get sent back.
all right.
But that's just a lot of stuff, man. That's just crazy, man. I'm still in shock, man. Like, damn. Because you know for a fact this person isn't the only one. Like we know, especially in California, we seen the ice raids at MacArthur Park. A lot of people was like, "Oh, why are they at MacArthur Park?" No, they make Mayor Bass is like they making the city look bad. Like, come on, Mayor Bass, you grew up in LA, you know exactly what the hell goes on at MacArthur Park.
What's going on in MacArthur Park? This gang territory?
I mean, it's always been heavily infested with all kind of. I ain't gonna even say gang activity, with just all kind of criminal activity from the '90s until
Mm.
now. I mean, if some people may remember that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff had to go get Carlton because he was hanging in the hood. I think Debo Tiny Lister Jr. was playing in there as one of the members, and Carlton was playing hardcore. I don't know if you remember that episode. And they said, "Look, we going to MacArthur Park tonight." See, he like, "Yeah, we for sure. We up in there." So MacArthur Park made the list back in the '90s on the Fresh Prince to show you how rough it was, man. Uh, MacArthur Park ain't no joke, man. That shit right there. People come from all over the city to MacArthur Park at night. If you ain't got nowhere to sleep, all they know is to make your way to MacArthur Park, find your way out there and sleep in the park somewhere.
Well, all right.
So
Sound like
that's
a
just
big
one of them
old.
park. Yeah,
Sound
it's
like a
one of
big
them.
old homeless encampment. Shit.
A bit bigger. Hey, hey, what he say? If you go there thinking you're gonna see, it got a lake there, but you thinking something nice, shit.
Oh shit.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. But I don't know, man. What's going on down in your neck of the woods, man? Like I say, man, it seems like a lot of the heat is coming from California. Well, also too, we have the deployment of National Guards in DC area. Some people feel that they're needed out there in the DC area because of the high crime out there, which is a heavily populated black area in the what's that, the DMV area over there?
What, man, DC or Dallas? I mean Dallas. What are you talking about?
Not DC. I mean not Dallas, DC. The DMV area.
Oh, Dallas Fort Worth.
No, not Dallas. Washington D.C.
Oh, Washington D.C. Okay, help me out.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
DMV.
almost. Oh,
Um, the National Guard. They got deployed in the DMV area around the DC area because of the high crime. Um, some people are saying they don't need them there. The National Guard, from what I hear, are unarmed. They don't have weapons on them out there, which honestly is like kind of stupid. Why send people out there who are supposed to protect property and people unarmed? But hey, um, some people say it's needed in DC because of the high crime. You familiar with DC?
I mean, I really think they using that as a ploy to use the military as some type of in a police function. So I don't really like that shit because I
Well,
think it opens up the door for Trump is gonna be using that shit as his like whole own little personal police force and shit.
well, you know what, man? Some people say that it's much needed. Some people say that it was much needed for the police to be, well, the National Guard to be in Washington D.C. You know what I'm saying? Like they should be out there. The crime is high. The unalive rate is high out there in D.C. Um, so hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these police forces, they get paid a lot of money, and it's a lot of fraudulent stuff going on. It's a lot of lawsuits in these departments, like LAPD. Some people don't know that LAPD at one point had more lawsuits against them than any other department in America.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Lawsuits, what, excessive force complaint types of things, or what?
well, I mean things like that. That's mainly the big one, excessive force, because everybody feel like, okay, if you tell me to get out my car and you touch my hand, you done violated me, so that's excessive force. So you know it's a thin line between what's excessive force and what's not.
Uh, is there qualified immunity there for the police?
Um, yeah, I think ain't that for every law enforcement agency in America?
I mean, I don't know. I know they have it here in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know,
The
but
fuck?
California being a Democratic state, it might not apply to them. It might not apply to them at all. Let me see. But as I let me see, as I do know that a lot of this stuff is low, it's gonna cut out a lot of money for people. We said this on a few shows ago. A lot of people are moving out of their homes in the LA area. A lot of people are leaving jobs. I've heard some people say they're trying to find workers. They can't find security guards for certain jobs because next day they come in and three people just not showing up and that's it. So it's already taking effect. A lot of people are affected by this. A lot of people can't pay their bills. I say, hell, you want to know if your neighbor or somebody, or if your coworker or somebody is not paying their bills, say shit. Look at their car. Say, I know somebody who got 23 tags on their shit. Um, so the signs are around you. It's a lot of stuff around you that people are not paying attention to. But that can say, man, you just got to be more vigilant and stuff. Some people got to be more vigilant and just see what's going on.
Yeah.
But on another note, man, what's so crazy, man? Something that I seen on TV, man. Your boy Will Smith's son. What's his name? The shit,
Jaden.
Jaden Smith.
Jaden. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a picture floating around of him. I mean, I shit. It was kind of confusing. I didn't know if he was like trying to imitate, the look of a young lady, or it just something he considered fashion. But I know the subtitles were that people were saying, "Oh, he's basically showing you what masculinity is," and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, damn. And I had to think for a minute. I said, maybe I am old. Is this what the younger guys say masculinity is showing that you could be feminine. I'm like, I'm like, well, yo, like I'm kind of lost right now. But
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I don't know what the fuck going on with that shit. I saw something on the internet. I think it might have been today or yesterday. It was talking about some dudes in Atlanta. They walking around in fucking skirts. I'm just like, oh man, is this what the shit to come to? They
oh,
out
you know
here
what, man?
flexing.
That was in New Orleans.
What's up, boy? Chilling?
Yeah, all right.
Hell yeah.
You still doing
Yeah,
entertainment?
that was in New Orleans, man. Yeah, that was them. It was some kind of event. It was like some red dress type
For
event
these
or something
bullshit
like
weed
that.
cases that I got.
And
Hell yeah.
I guess it was for a good cause or something like that. And yeah, but I know one of the guys said that he had sent a picture to his
That's why I look. I
old
did.
lady, and she told him to stay there because he sent the picture to her with him and his buddies, you know, posing in the red dresses. And I was just saying to myself, like, I understand y'all going down there for a good cause, but I seen some guys down there who just wore like some red sweats and a red tank top, you know, they didn't put on the dress,
Right.
you know. So
Yeah, I wondered, was any of them dudes who put on the dress straight? Because I really can't see supporting the cause to that degree. I mean, I might put on red, like say, a red shirt, some red pants or whatever, but put on a red fucking dress? And them niggas was out there flousing too, shit.
and that's what I was gonna say. It wasn't the fact that they had them on. It was the fact that
Right.
it was some of them guys out there, you know, trying to like pose and like stand how women be standing. Like, are you serious?
They look like they was damn comfortable in the shit.
Oh, they real
Most
comfortable.
they like they was real comfortable in them damn dresses.
Yeah,
In
like
New
I
Orleans.
say, to each his own, man. Like I said, if that's some shit that they want to do, man, to each his own. But I mean, like
True.
that one guy that sent the picture to his wife, she told him, "You stay there." So you know what that meant for him.
No more money for you.
Told him to stay in New Orleans.
She told her to stay there.
Motherfucker say you down there doing some shit you don't supposed to be doing.
Man, like real shit. Can you imagine some shit like that? Can you imagine one of your partners send you a picture like, "Hey, bro, we down here in New Orleans turning up." You like, man, send me some shit, picture. How it's looking down there? And it's like 5 dudes with red dresses posing for you in that picture. You like, wait a minute, bro.
Hey, I'm looking at one of them niggas right now. Shit, he look like he have his red dress on down there.
With the front of it cut out. With the front of it cut out.
I'm looking at that nigga right now. I think he might have been on that motherfucker.
Say with the front of it cut out though. Mine gonna have the front of it cut out.
With the front,
So when I
say,
yeah,
Oh shit.
I'm still gonna be civilizing man though.
What else shit?
Nah, but you know, hey, down there in that area, bro, you know, niggas strange anyway. And then they be having their fingernails polished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing to see a nigga in a dress down there.
No,
well,
but you see a whole bunch of niggas in
some
dresses.
people entertain that. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of, I will say there's a lot of black women entertain that because I'm pretty sure everybody
Yes,
seen
and
a
you
black
right.
woman with a gay
Man,
best.
you right.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you right too. And they do. I know a girl know her boyfriend was gay, and she still took him back even afterward. After she talked about him on Facebook, and the nigga nasty, and she right back with him.
Oh damn.
Wow. Maybe he liked
oh.
hey, well shit, maybe he liked the way he hit that. Maybe she liked the way he hit that ass. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, this shit that it's man, you be surprised at the shit that's going on nowadays, man. I'm telling you, man, like what they say, like my grandma used to say, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Shit.
Shit. Yeah.
Man, but hey, that is true though, man. Even look at what's changing. Like, look at some of the celebrities. I seen a picture of Serena Williams the other day, and almost didn't know her, man. I thought I was watching that.
She got so slim.
slim, and just the facial structure. You remember that soap opera back in the day with I think it was the Beast or something like that.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, he like what the hell? Do they go to a plastic surgeon and say, I want to have a Mufasa look? Like, what the hell?
Oh shit.
Now, where? Now, I understand if it's for health. Now, I can't knock nobody for doing some kind of surgical procedures if it's pertaining to health. But a lot of people aren't doing it for health. They doing it thinking that, okay, I look better this way. But do you feel better? You got some people that's so stitched up and taped up and patched up that, you know, they look good on the outside, but on the inside, everything's holding on by a string.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but like with that being said, you know, if y'all in town September 6th on Saturday, y'all check this out.
Nigga always winning cause I'm aiming for the top. I'm selling out these shows and my album never fly. I'm throwing out these bands for my fans, fuck the eye. I'm all about my money, fuck they talking, let it pie. Nigga always winning cause I'm
Yeah, that Pajama Jam, September 6th. That's a Saturday, September 6th, live at the new club in Lenox, right behind the Intuit Dome, where the new Clippers arena is at. Shout out to Squad Up Entertainment, my boy Quest and all those guys over there, man. You know, West of the 110 will be in the building that night. It's gonna be a good event. So, you know, anybody in town, y'all can come out. You know, just have some fun, grown-up fun. Ain't no BS, heavy security. You in Inglewood, you behind the Intuit Dome. Ain't none of that BS going on around there. So, you know, go in, have fun, make it home safe. It's a pajama night. Don't show up in no khakis with no house slippers talking about this my pajamas. Go buy you some pajamas. Yeah, but on another note, man, like I said, shit, man, NFL season is live in the flesh now. Well, we got one more week of preseason. Shout out to them Houston Texans. Matter of fact, let me say, shout out to them Houston Texans. I gotta wear my lucky Texan hat always. Shout out to the Texans. CJ Stroud looking good. Nico Collins is looking good. Marks is looking good. The running back from USC is looking great. Played Mississippi, then finished off at USC. They just traded Mechie away to get a tight end. What you think about that? What you think about that, Russ? Online, some people, I said them sending Mechie to the Eagles, he's going to stand out now. Some people was like, oh, he's lucky to even make the team. Like, come on, man. He's not a bad receiver.
I mean, we don't know what Mechie is, to tell you the truth. He's been here, 3 years?
Yeah.
And I mean, first year he had cancer. The last 2 years he's been, you know, they've been trying to work him back into the system, but he is, you know, yet to really contribute. But I think the potential, it may still be there, but the receiver room in Houston is just so deep right now that he's not going to really get much of opportunity, or he wasn't getting much of opportunity considering he wasn't really, you know, clearly separating himself from the pack. But I think we're going to Philadelphia may be the best thing for him, a change of scenery. And from my understanding, their receiver room may not be as deep, so he'll actually get a chance to play and get some experience. And I think that would really, you know, help him overall in the long run.
You're right. I agree with you on that. And see, that's what a lot of people was sort of missing the fact and point of that they receiver room is not that deep over there in Philly no more. So the people that they have coming in is going to help them and they're going to need them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like him who's looking for a shot. And I think that was a good move for Ryans. I don't know if he had a hand in that or the organization, but sending him to Philadelphia was a good look.
Yeah, from my understanding, he might be like the fourth receiver. So he's actually getting some repetition, some reps.
Exactly.
So I think that'll be good for him because he was gonna have a struggle getting, you know, time with all these guys, and he really gonna have a struggle even making the team.
Yeah.
Because we just drafted 2 receivers.
Yep.
And they picked up Christian Kirk through the offseason. And you got Nico Collins. So That's 4 gonna make it off top, and you ain't gonna
Yeah.
carry but maybe 5 to 6. And we got a couple more. Braxton Berrios, they went and signed him. Then they got
Yeah.
Xavier Hutchinson. I mean, he's been pretty a contributor. I ain't say he's no star by any means, but he's a contributor, and he works on special teams.
You say he do enough to stay on the team, huh?
Oh yeah. So I don't really think he, had much of a chance unless he just broke out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that I always thought, don't get me wrong, I was a fan of Mechie and Hutchinson. I thought Hutchinson would have probably left before Mechie. But hey, it is what it is. Like you say, the receiving room is deep. Those boys from Iowa, I know they're gonna come in balling. We just got that tight end too, which he was a pretty good receiver. Not receiver, but his receptions were pretty good for a tight end coming in. So another target for CJ Stroud is always good. Let me see. I'm liking Marks though, man. That running back, that young running back, man. That boy came in. He was a physical runner. I know it's preseason, but he came in. He came in north-south. When he had to, step east-west, he would. But he was mainly north-south, not afraid of contact.
Yeah.
A lot of people was talking about him in the Blessed to Be a Texan fan page, saying he was a good runner. Yeah, he was. Number 16, the backup quarterback. Yeah, it was the first game. He didn't look too good, but shout out to Davis Mills. Davis Mills looked pretty good. Stroud always looked good. Collins looked good. Hope Tank Dale have a speedy recovery. Hope D'Amico Ryans really keep the team fired up the whole year, because a lot of people are expecting Houston to go far this year. May even be here in the Santa Clara area, February in California for the Super Bowl. Maybe Super Bowl Texans versus Lions this year in Santa Clara. That's what I'm calling.
Well, I'll go with it because I'm a Texan fan. So shit, what the hell?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Tell you the truth, a lot of people looked at the Texans last year and said they wasn't gonna have a good season because of the schedule, and they still they still went over 500.
Oh yeah.
So it's no tough schedule for them this year. So you got teams who probably a lot of people feared that they didn't want to play. Now those teams are like, shit, we don't want to play the Texans, because I bet you if we stay healthy, we'll have the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that with you. I think the defense is gonna be good. It's really gonna boil down what to that offensive line is gonna be. I hope they've made the necessary changes to put an offensive line in place that's gonna give him the CJ Stroud time. Cause that's really what we need. If they done that, we'll be okay.
Well,
but we
they
won't
gave,
really know until we see some live game action.
Yeah. Well, they did pick up a receiver. I mean, not a receiver. They picked up a offensive lineman, if I'm not mistaken, from the Rams. I can't remember his name, but I seen him play. He's a consistent player. I mean, I tell some people they always look for a big name player. You don't always need a big name player. You just need a player that's gonna be there and be consistent.
Right.
So that's what you need. A lot of people say, what are Texans gonna do? Letting go of somebody like Laramie Tunsil, a Pro Bowl guy who watched the blind side of Stroud. I say, shit, tell you the truth. I mean, if the way he played, and no offense, man, much love to Tunsil, love everything he done for the Texans. Hell, I wish we could have kept him. I ain't saying I wanted to get rid of him, but with a lot of mistakes he made, and he's still considered to be that great. Just imagine if you get somebody who don't make that mistake and just be consistent.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good pass blocker, but I think his overall demeanor was kind of too laid back and lackadaisical for the other players. Because I think when your best player has a blase attitude, it's not doing much for the rest of them.
Yeah.
His shit, who they looking up as their role model? Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah,
shit, I mean, he's like, say, he's not the most physical and not the most aggressive. He's good in pass blocking, but he's not that dog, Cause you want a mean motherfucker out there on that offensive line who pushing people to the ground. You want him pancaking, shit, straight manhandling people.
Hey, what'd you say? You want somebody on there pinning them to the ground like Michael Sam's, like when he was making a tackle, he made sure he was on the ground.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh man, hey, Michael said, what happened to him, man? Like I say, shout out to Michael Sam's. He was a good linebacker in college down there in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people may talk about what he loved off the field. That's his business. But as far as on the field, hey, he was a baller in college. Now in the NFL, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Now, me
I
personally,
think
I
he
don't
got
think
kind of pushed out the. I think he kind of got pushed out the NFL. Tell you the truth, I
that's what I was
watched
gonna
him
say.
play. Yeah, I watched him play. I mean, he was not a star, but he was not trash either.
Yeah.
I think he could have been a serviceable backup player, but I think due to the circumstances, people didn't see the publicity as worth it. So since you ain't gonna be a star, there's really no place for you.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of messed up because um they wanted him to be, how do I say, like how Jadeveon Clowney when he came into the league. When Clowney came into the league, Clowney was a straight beast. Clowney, he came in balling. Clowney came in that first game. I'm talking about his first game. It was a preseason game. That first game, he came in just showing what he had. That first play off the line, I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't Clowney get a sack like his first play?
But Clowney?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember Clowney first play. What
I
was it,
think
2014? Shit.
something like that. But I was just saying that to say this is like, they wanted Michael Sam's to come in and, probably be a productive player or, something equivalent to like how Clowney made an impact when he came in. But I don't know. Like you say, I don't think the NFL was ready for the lifestyle he was living. Just like allegations going on now that some NFL teams are refusing to represent like banners or Pride Month in their stadium or arena, and
Uh-huh.
NFL are finding some teams. If it's true, that's why I say allegations. I don't know if it's true or not, but we do know that a lot of teams are adding male cheerleaders to their dance team.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think Minnesota was one of the first to add them, and reading some of the comments off of the people who commented on the videos online, and it's just crazy. A lot of them saying the same thing. You get a lot of sports fans saying, they came to see this games, to see the football game, and the cheerleaders who are women. Some of the men and some women said we came to see the women. They didn't come to see a male cheerleader because you've never really had that with in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people didn't know they didn't have the NFL, but if you do the math within the last few years, there have been a few males on some cheer squads that you just didn't really pay attention to them.
Yeah, maybe because I just really started noticing it this year. And, when I saw a few articles on the internet, I was like, damn, I didn't know it was a thing. Tell you the truth, not on a professional level.
Yeah. Yep. On the professional level, man. You'd be surprised, man. That's just like in the lingerie football league, man. A lot of people don't know that you can actually go watch women play football dressed in lingerie in California.
Uh-huh. Might need to come out there and watch some of that.
I mean, what's so crazy though? You would want to watch something like that. I know some people say I want to watch it, but honestly, if you're a real football fan, I don't think you want to be out there watching ladies in lingerie beating up on each other. I mean, you may want to watch the other stuff, but I don't think I'd pay no top-notch dollar, to go see a lingerie football game rather than go see like a Texans and Cowboy game or something like that.
No, I wouldn't choose them over a professional game, but I might find it a little entertaining.
Yeah.
for the right price, shit, I can go out there and watch a game.
That's like somebody posted a picture in one of these groups, these passport brother groups on so one of the social media sites, and they said that, would you date this lady if she came to a date looking like this, the first date? And it was a revealing dress. There was a lady, light lady, and body popping all out. And I was reading the comments. Some people said, "Hell yeah, that's a good dress." Hell, because I'm only gonna need her for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So I say that to say this, they just keep it real. That's it. Yeah, man. But like I say, man, just we've been on here for about 55 minutes, man. Just to recap on some of the stuff that I went over. You know what I'm saying? The fake IDs and benefits. The fraud don't stop at CDLs. Fake IDs open the doors to jobs. A lot of people don't know that because in some places all you need is a valid ID and you get a car, bank account, stuff like that. Housing, even government benefits with some ID. Let me say this too. I don't know how it is in in Texas, but in California, something that I read upon, a lot of people who may be on government assistance, like getting EBT and stuff like that, they may fall in a category of a certain program too that offers them other things. And I know California offers CDL truck driving. Well, they'll pay for a 4-week course for some people who are on government assistance. So if a lot of people like that man in Jacksonville who did that, if they're coming in here getting on these programs and getting all this stuff paid through them for taxpayer dollars, and then they're going to get these fraudulent license and whatever, just saying, it's a lot of stuff tied into that. It could be any one of those. But this is just some stuff in California. So every fake document endorses trust and it makes it harder to know who in our community. So just some public concerns. We need to ask how many people working for the city and county agencies are here illegally. Agencies claim to check, but if fraud is slipping through at the DMV, what about elsewhere? You get my drift. Like real talk, the DMV is a place that they supposed to pick up on all that. So I'll say that again. We need to ask how many people working for the city and county agencies are here illegally. Agencies claim to check, but if fraud is slipping through at the DMV, what about elsewhere? So we got a bigger picture. It's this ain't just an immigration story. It's a safety story. We've turned a blind eye while fraud networks sell access to most dangerous license on the road. And every time a trucker who
Do you think they only selling illegal licenses to immigrants? Or are they not selling them to Americans too? So that's what I'm saying. That's just a way to skew it. It's not an immigration issue. Yeah, they using it as an immigration issue to fuel the immigration debate further. But like I said,
that confused. That's why I say this story right here that happened to be from a Middle Eastern citizen here illegally, utilizing the south border to purchase a CDL and end up unaliving some people. So yeah, they're going to use this story. They say they're going to say it's more than that, but
it fits the narrative right now. Shit. It fits the narrative to focus on the illegal. But like I say, let's do a study on how many illegal licenses out there. Period. Not just not the immigrants, because they're all endangering people. Not just the illegals. If you're not qualified to drive that vehicle, you shouldn't be doing it. American or illegal.
They got nothing to do with immigration status or race. If you drunk, you shouldn't be behind a wheel, regardless. So just a few questions for people maybe listening or tune in or gonna watch this episode. Do you feel safe sharing a road with 18-wheelers now? Should CDL records be audited nationwide? And also, Have you seen reckless truck driving in your area? Maybe this is something you're gonna see more on social media now. People posting more videos of these guys going into these stops with lot lizards and shit like that, or driving reckless, because some of these truck drivers do drive a little reckless, seeing that they've been doing it for years. Oh, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, when you get careless, that's when mistakes happen.
True.
Yeah, man. But man, you got shit, man. We're gonna get about man on here for about an hour, man. You wanna give them some words they could use real quick?
Oh man, I wish I had some wise words of wisdom, but tonight there's nothing. So, but if you're in the Houston or Texas area and you need any legal help, please give us a call at Stringfellow Taylor and Associates, 832-742-0700.
Yep, boy Russ, man. Y'all check him out. Um, like I say, man, y'all check him out. And again, shout out to and rest in peace to Mr. Terry Anderson. Let me hit y'all with that again, Mr.
Unbelievable.
Terry Anderson was a black activist in Los Angeles. Rest in
Oh,
peace. He was on 870 AM KRLA radio back in the days. He used to enlighten us on a lot of stuff. And also want to say that if y'all want to get the real Terry Anderson interviews, y'all check it out on KRLA on YouTube. They got the original videos. You got some people who are now copying and pasting his videos, putting it on their YouTubes for views. They don't care shit about the movement. They just care about the views, because these are some things that this man has spoke about years ago, that we've interacted with years ago before people even knew who he was. So shout out to KRLA 870 AM radio, and hopefully one day we can do some work with each other, because I was a big supporter. Well, I say when I meant support, like I was a younger guy, but I used to see him speak in LA all the time. The Vermont over at by the mayor's office, Vermont 83rd, 84th area, the Ralphs on Manchester and Western. You catch them in the stores around there. Even back in the day, if you really from LA, you remember the boys markets that was on Slauson and Vermont. Boys Market over there, Quan's on 60th and Normandy back in the late 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got some people who say, I'm from LA. You ain't from LA, man. Y'all just live there for a little bit and act like y'all know the city because y'all know a few people that may run the neighborhood and be riffraff. That don't mean you know the city. Um, but like I say, in closing, tonight we connected the dots. Deadly Florida crash, fraudulent trucking schools in California, and a system that's still leaving us asking, how safe are we? This isn't about left or right, it's about life and death. Families should not be burying loved ones because someone bribed their way into a commercial driver's license. The solutions are clear: airtight ID verification, real time CDL audits, harsh penalties for fraud, and full transparency on who's getting behind the wheels of these rigs. We can't demand both secure borders and clean government, because until the system is fixed, every time we pass an 18 wheeler, we're asking ourselves the same question: how safe are we? So, appreciate y'all for listening. Appreciate my brother Russ for coming through, man. Like again, hey Russ, tell them where they can find you again. In case y'all need an attorney in Houston, Texas, or Texas anywhere, man. It's a lot of shit finna go on, man. It's a lot of brace yourself down in those areas too. I know on the East Coast, like some hurricanes and stuff whipping up, and you know what I'm saying. So it's a lot of stuff finna go on. But if y'all need an attorney, y'all reach out to Stringfellow Taylor and Associates LLC down there in Houston, Texas. He's gonna give y'all the info again.
832-742-0700 or stlawtx.com.
Again, y'all need an attorney in Texas, y'all hit him up. Hey, matter of fact, y'all might just need maybe some legal advice. Y'all can call and pay for a consultation, and hey, it ain't gonna never hurt to get some words you can use from somebody with that paper behind them. I'm talking about not the green paper, that stamp that says I can tell you from right from wrong. Real talk though, man. But like you say, man, real talk don't end. Just take a break, man. Y'all check with me on on West of the 110 Facebook, West of the 110 Instagram, West of the 110 Twitch, West of the 110 X account. A lot of people say, "Oh man, why you don't share on X?" Because I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not here to be famous. I'm here to just bring you some news you can use. So until next time, real talk on in and just take a break.
110 to the 105, over to the 10 to the 45, LA, boy, we get it in. 110 to the 105, over to the 10 to the 45, LA, boy, we get it in. Still about to flip a script, man, I'm trying to get rich. Like I'm in Las Vegas with a bunch of fucking chips. About to breeze right by you, let the motor open up. I'm a 454, y'all niggas souped up. Flow winter like Colorado, know it be cold. I've been having money, niggas, since 10 years old. Neck froze, not me, I ain't showing what I got. Niggas got some issues, me, I'm pimping parking lots. Everybody